Well, let's get you some perspective on this story. I'm joined live now from Cairo by Khaled Dawoud, a political analyst at Ahram. Welcome to Africa Live. Now, of course, thousands of Turkish soldiers have been implicated in this coup attempt. What does that say about Turkey's political landscape?
Well, it's certainly very complicated, despite at least 2 decades of near stability and the absence of any military coups. We're back into a stage where we see a new military coup, but obviously this time it's not by the entire Turkish military. The Turkish military is obviously divided. As we have seen from the scenes of yesterday, some F-16 jet fighters bombing some other helicopters belonging to the rebels, different factions within the army taking different positions, and of course the police force as well siding with Mr. Erdogan. So obviously, despite the fact that there is this declaration of victory by Mr. Erdogan and the Prime Minister that they have managed to fail the coup, the story is not over yet. We are seeing right now widespread arrests of military personnel, at least 3,000 people. We are seeing a purge against judges, against any other military personnel who might be suspicious of supporting the military coup. I don't know how this will leave the Turkish military in a very volatile area where Turkey is playing an important role in the fight against Daesh or the Islamic State and the flood of refugees, or fighting against the flood of refugees against Europe. This is a very critical element, even if the major political parties in Turkey have declared that they are standing behind the current elected government and not backing the coup. The real danger right now is coming from the divisions within the Turkish military and the Turkish intelligence and the Turkish police force.
And it seems, of course, that Erdogan and his government actually enjoy some backing and support on the African continent. I mean, we know that people in Mogadishu and Somalia are marching on the streets in support of him. But this is not necessarily the opinion of Erdogan all across the continent. Just explain that a bit to our viewers.
Yes, well, obviously, as you know, Mr. Erdogan came from a background that he's a political Islamic leader. That he came, yes, he was elected. He won several elections, the latest one only a few months ago. But first of all, probably his popularity is not as big as before, even though he won with nearly 60%. But mainly the vision of Mr. Erdogan is that he is more of a political Islamic background. He sought recently, after his victory as president and after the recent parliament elections, which his party won, to actually restrict basic freedoms, freedom of the press. He even tried to close down and restrict the social media, the Twitter and the Facebook, even though, if you noticed, of course, that in last night's drama, it was actually the social media that saved Mr. Erdogan after he made his first appeal to the Turkish people to go out to the streets through the social media, through Skype. So Mr. Erdogan's obvious expansionist regional ambitions, his political Islamic rhetoric led to some division within the African continent and within the Muslim countries between those who support political Islam and others, like in Egypt, where I'm speaking from right now, who toppled the Muslim Brotherhood leader, former Muslim Brotherhood leader, Dr. Mohammed Morsi, former president, and who also received very strong backing from Turkey. So that's why I think in Egypt or in different African countries, you will see divided public opinion. Those who are against political Islam were hoping that the coup will make a success, but those who support political Islamic groups, the Muslim Brotherhood and moderate political Islamic groups, of course, feel victorious and praise the Turkish people for refusing to stand behind a military coup.
Khaled Dawoud, thank you for that analysis. Joining us live there from Cairo.